All right, we live. Let's go ahead and clap it up. We ourselves in Most High Christ. Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohanan, Precinct Officer 5000, Kassar Pakad. This is the Thursday night scripture breakdown for ISUPK Northern California. If you're in that zone, 2213 McDonald Ave, come to class. We here 3-4 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sabbath service 10 to 12. All right, let's get it going. Any questions? Questions in the room? Questions online? Feel free to type them in the chat. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, Salakia, sir. I don't know if you remember when we was talking about the curse of Hezekiah.
Correct.
Right. One thing, Captain Zarya, I broke it down, but one thing I didn't understand was, what was the king's name? Let me get the king's name.
Jehokaniah?
Jehokaniah, I believe, right? Him and all of his sons were unalived, correct?
Okay, I'm not familiar with that. I can't say that offhand.
Okay.
Because you said Cap, he answered the question. What was the answer? Because that was the one I was.
The answer to the question was, because basically fake Israelites, they like to say that Christ is disqualified as being the king of Israel because he comes from the seed line of Jeconiah.
Right.
My question was, if all of his sons and him was unalive during the time of the Babylonians, then who did Christ come from as far as being a descendant of him if all of his sons was unalive?
Right. Yeah, that's a question I would have to.
Yeah. Did his sons have sons?
That from like I said, that question, I'm not even gonna touch it.
Okay, okay.
You know what I mean? I'd have to actually get the breakdown on that myself.
Okay,
I'm not familiar with that. Like I said, these things that these fake Israelites and Christians are finding, like I was talking to you, they are going out of their way to find something to stop what we're doing here in the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always an answer. We know we can go and find these breakdowns, and it's good to have to battle them. But at the end of the day, I say give yourselves a hand. You know what I mean? You can pray. The brothers and sisters that's been putting work to push this truth is because this is where these breakdowns are coming from. Is the fact that they're trying to find anything to have an argument against what we teach in the EPK. You understand? To go against what Christ taught. But yeah, that one right there is just a little technicality they're trying to pull as a Hail Mary to go against what this Bible teaches. But yeah.
Quick side.
Go ahead, please.
Another part of some fake Israelite doctrine, I don't know if it's new, but this has been coming up a lot. It's funny.
Right.
They say that the Jews actually ate Christ.
What?
and the reason why they say it is because when Christ sat at the Passover, and he was saying, "This is my bread. Eat my flesh and drink of my blood."
Right.
Of course, we know in the school that was a teaching mechanism, basically, to do as Christ did.
Right.
But they are using that to say that the Jews actually ate Christ.
Which Jews? The people that killed him or his followers?
Not the disciples, but I believe the followers, right?
Okay.
I'm not asking for a cut off.
You just bringing out
finding the scripture that nobody ate Christ.
Right.
But I was just saying that's another divisive tool. Well, I don't even say divisive, it's stupid.
Right.
But that's another weird doctrine that fake Israelites are using today.
Are they like Old Testament? They don't want to follow. the same.
Another thing too.
Go ahead, please.
Another quick sidebar. I've heard from a certain fake Israelite brother. I don't know if he got a group that follow him, but he said. Now, it's a couple of people that agree with him. He said that he don't believe in the Old Testament as far as like the records of the prophets. He only believes in the law. He don't believe that it's a weird doctrine. He don't believe that Shem actually existed, but he believed that Jacob was an actual real person, which is a descendant of Shem. It's crazy.
I bet you he believes in backwoods. They believe in backwoods.
Absolutely does, sir.
They believe in that. They won't believe in Shem, Ham, Japheth, nothing about Jeremiah. They'll believe that it's okay to get 2 switches for $1.50 at the corner store to smoke on runts or whatever new pack is out right now.
Sir, thou art a prophet. But yeah, that wasn't on that. Sir.
Why you say that though?
Because he literally, like, in the middle, this is a TikTok debate I was having, right? In the middle of us having this debate on whether the records are real and the laws are real, or the prophets actually existed, he literally said, "Oh, I just cut you. Now I'm about to go twist up." I left the line after that. Like, man, I see why.
Right.
Matter of fact, you was on live with the brother one day.
Okay,
the one brother that was talking about lying.
Oh, that him?
He got some cold doctrine out there.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I'm trying to log into the Bluetooth. Is somebody connected to it, or is it not on the Bluetooth mode? It might not be on the Bluetooth mode on the speaker.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Okay.
Bluetooth.
Yeah. No. That's the thing right here, man. You know. Most High in Christ for the school and the community, honoring the wise men. You know what I'm saying? Raise brothers up. I even have to have a conversation with him to know that he's getting high. You understand? But that's because of the teaching and the tutelage that we have here in the UPK. I'm gonna play this thing, and then we'll go ahead and get into the class. But this is a clip I was watching of General Muhammad from a few years ago about this type of thing. I was trying to post it, but I don't think it was going into the group chat. Let me see. Let me pull the clip up.
Time and Lord allowed, if you suffer, you'll become an officer. And you'll teach people.
Up a little bit.
You just displayed a trait that you're going to need to hold on to.
Somebody turned up.
When you're in a battle with someone, right? Sometimes you can get caught up with how can.
Joe Muhammad said it better than me.
There'll come a time, and Lord allows,
That's good.
if you're willing to suffer, you'll become an officer and you'll teach people. And you just displayed a trait that you're going to need to hold on to. When you're in a battle with someone, right? Sometimes you can get caught up with how can I make them understand this? And that is a trap. Because really, you are not in a battle about them understanding. You're battling what they will lose if they understand. That's what you're really battling. And what you want to do is know that. You want it when you're in the battle, you want to know, why doesn't she want to believe? Now battle that. You understand? But there'll be a time when you'll think, let me give her Romans 11. Let me give her Romans this. Let me give her that. And that's a trap, because this is not about the scriptures. This is about what she loses if you're right. What it would mean to her if you're right. And because of what it will mean, that is why she can't believe it. It's not because you haven't given her enough precepts. It's because if you're right, it would affect her life in a way that she does not want it to. And now, when you realize that, start going at that. Start going at her white friends, her life. Start hitting it right there. Start talking about her. Now, because it's your aunt, you of course know things about it, right? But you're going to find one day you can do this from meeting a person for a few seconds on the street, minutes. They'll be talking and they'll start to, and as they're asking a question, you're asking questions and you're learning about them in about 5 minutes.
Right.
Right. And as you grow, you'll be able to kind of speed read people. And you know your aunt her whole life, so you know. But there is a skill in the UPK which we could teach you where you'll speed read people. You're like, what about this, brother? What about this? Why do you say that? And before you know it, you'll have who they are. And then you'll say, brother, here's why you don't want to understand this. Because you want to have sex with white women.
Right.
Because you this, because you that. And then now you just start coming at him. And the reason that he has to reject this, because he believes it, it affects his life in a way that he does not want it to affect.
Right.
You understand, right? Let's break down Romans 8.
So yeah, most high Christ. So that's all that is. With people like that, those different battles, like Captain Tazariak is so skilled at debating and proving people and vicious with the scriptures, and that's a glorious skill and talent to have. And it helps push the truth to another level. But there is another way too, you understand? Right. And that's what General Muhammad is talking about at camp, at different settings, or whoever you battle. Like you said, your aunt may say, oh, God loves everybody. You don't have to pull all these scriptures all the time to prove to them why this is right. You just go at what the reason why, what, like they said, what they're losing in this thing, and being able to read people that quickly. That sounds like something that I would have said when I was getting high. You understand? Like when this part of the Bible don't exist, and that part, but I believe this part. Like, what are you talking about? Right. You just sitting there smoking weed, making up vain doctrines, all because you don't want to stop smoking weed. Right? Because if you come into the truth and you hear the UPK, you know you're not going to be able to serve the Lord and get high. You're not going to be able to still sell drugs and serve the Lord. But you can be on TikTok and battling and still do that and still feel like God loves you. You understand? And go ahead up.
Good, sir. What you saying is so heavy, right? When the brother said that about going to go twist up, it made me realize, oh, okay, I know what I'm dealing with now. You a dope fan.
Right.
And what I did was I pulled one scripture, but it was like the battle with the scriptures was over with after that. But I pulled the scripture where the Lord said, I believe it's Exodus 20:13. Right. Thou shalt not suffer a wish to live. I might be paraphrasing the wrong scripture, but thou shalt not suffer a wish to live, right? Right. Barakatah Hawaii Hawashah for you, sir, for getting me that Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary a long time ago. Okay. So what I did was I went to the word witch, right? And gave him the definition of it. And then it gave all the scriptures that pertains to witches, warlocks, familiar spirits. All of this was in the definition for witch, right? Right. At the end of the definition of witch, it literally said, no matter what you want to call it, all of these things that pertain to being a witch is talking about drug use, and it's strongly condemned in the law. It literally said that, right? Right. After I read that to him, he talking about, man, the priest had cannabinoid oil. Right. Man, it's over with. You just want to get high. Yeah. It's like,
nah, Most High Christ, and that's the thing too. Is like the audience is watching, is who we want to win over, not to prove this person that they're right or wrong. Is showing like this guy is a drug addict, and he's doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I would do in these situations. And I didn't have a specific breakdown on that thing. You know what I mean? He's looking for this one verse that proves that Christ is not you know. And like I said, I start to lose patience with them cats after a minute. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, Most High Christ, we're gonna get into tonight's topic. Any more questions? Everybody good? Tawab? Y'all was busting guns last night out there. Who was who was shooting in the air? Let me find out. The Aggie was shooting in the air last night. All right, first precept. Tonight we're gonna go into get back to the basics. We're gonna go straight to the brotherhood precepts, man. Let's go to. We'll start in Matthew. My fault, so right here. Let's go to 1 John chapter 4 verse 20, matter of fact.
So, 1 John 4:20.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Go ahead whenever you got it.
Okay. I again got it. Okay. This is the book of 1 John chapter 4 verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
One more time.
If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Right. This is so, it's so Christian. Talking with one of my friends in the world, you know what I mean? And he's getting so upset because I'm talking about Christianity. And that's not my pastor. That's not how I came up. Right. You can't blanket all Christians. You understand? And it's just a defense mechanism. And I'm like, boy, get down. Don't do that again. It's a defense mechanism for Christians to want to separate themselves from everyone else. It's the same thing that we're seeing in the fake Israelite world right now. They're nothing but Christians. They don't want to be a part of this group. They don't want to be part of this group. They all want to say they follow Christ. And the overlining issue with Christianity is the lack of brotherhood, right? They don't teach brotherhood. And this is one of the first steps. So read it again.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 4 verse 20. Mm-hmm. If a man say, I love the Most High.
Right, they say that every day, every minute of the Christian church is professing their love for God, professing their love for Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus this, Jesus that. That's their whole mission, is to show the world how much they love God. But what they don't do is this part. Keep going.
And hated his brother.
They hate their brothers. They hate their sisters. They hate their children. They hate the community. They hate everything else but all this love for God. And you know they hate their community and their brothers and sisters is because they sleep with their brother's wife. It's because they sell drugs, because they use drugs, because they pay for whores. It was a pastor came out. I never heard of him before. They say he's from Alabama or something like that. But he was out there twerking with two bras. He had two bras. I mean, he wasn't twerking, but they were twerking. He was dancing on them. Two bras doing some dyke movements. He had a fraternity party. And then he hopped on the mic and then started saying something about God, like right after. You know what I mean? But that is the spirit. So keep going.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen,
right?
How can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Right. That's what makes being in the truth so glorious. Right. Is that you cannot show your love to the Lord by your words. It's an action, and how it is given is to his people. Okay. You understand? That's why this book is about the children of Israel. You take that out of it. It's a very important part that we teach, that we are the true Israelites. It allows this book to come to life. Because without that, then who else? What brother? Who are we supposed to just walk down the street? Every human being, we're supposed to just give them everything we have. You would have nothing. But if you're able to love a certain people, Zion, too loud, Shemaiah, then that's how you show you love the Lord, right? Anything else on that? Let's keep going.
Okay, verse 21.
Mhm.
And this commandment have we from him,
Mhm.
that he who loveth the Most High love his brother also.
Right. And that's, once again, it goes hand in hand. Because what is the precept where it says, you help Christ? He said, how did I help you? He said, when you went and visit the poor, when you clothed those that were naked, when you fed those or visited those in prison. I'm paraphrasing it horribly, but that is how you show love to Christ. You understand? And that's we don't need any of that type of fellowship in the UPK, man, where it's just that's gangbanging too. It's the same thing. Gangbangers are Christians. Muslims are Christians. The people you work with are Christians, no matter whether they say they are or they aren't. The spirit behind how they act is all about a show. It's all about these words. You know, I saw a picture to different profiles on Facebook. They showed a gang. I think it was in Sacramento, Oak Park, and it just had about at least 150 cats in the picture, all with their red rags, whatever. Somebody put in the comments, man, they all snitching and hating on each other and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I already know that without even knowing them. You know what I mean? That they hate each other because they don't love the Lord. How can you actually love your brother if you hate the Most High? If you don't honor what the Lord wants you to do, right? Let's drop that. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5. Actually, 25 and 40. And once again, coming into the truth, we got to shed ourselves of Christianity. And we got to bring the real spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood back into the earth and being that example to our people. Right?
So like I say, you want to do 25 and verse 1?
25 and 40.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 40.
Mm-hmm.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Right. So this is what Christ is talking about. Read it again from the top. Matter of fact, let's go up a few verses. Go to verse 35.
Verse 35. For I was an hungered, and he gave me meat.
Right.
I was thirsty, and he gave me drink. I was a stranger, and he took me in. Verse 36. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Verse 37. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we that an hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink?
Right. So this is the king coming back, representing Christ in this analogy, and he's saying that you did this for me, you did that for me. They're like, we never saw you in prison. We never saw you hungry. They taking it literal, not understanding what he's meaning. Keep going.
Verse 39. Or when ye saw we the sick.
Zion, come here. You're too loud. You have to go to the back over there. Go back over there. Then be quiet. All right. Read it again.
Verse 39.
Uh-huh.
Or when ye saw we the sick, or in prison, and came unto thee.
Right. Verse 40.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of my brethren, of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Right. So that is the opposite of what Donald Trump is.
Right.
You understand? your oppressor, his kingdom, the Queen of England, how do they live? How do they, you know what I'm saying? What is their culture over there? They have everything and you have nothing. It's a famous quote from back in, I forget when it was, before the French Revolution. Whatever the queen's name over there, they're like, the people are out there hungry and starving. They're getting ready to kill us because of they have nothing. And she was like, they don't have no food. Tell them to eat cake. Like, her mind, she's so removed from them, she don't understand. They don't even have the flour to make no cake. They don't have nothing out there. She's like, just give them cake. You know what I mean? It's like, we out here starving today. They're like, man, just go ahead and make some tacos. You got some ground. Like, we don't have nothing out here. We're starving. And I think they ended up trying to kill that bro after that. You know what I'm saying? They had the French Revolution. They invented the guillotine. That's because white people want to be free. You understand? They're willing to do whatever to be free. But when it comes to our people, we are stuck in a slave mentality. And this is what Christ was trying to teach us, is that the ones at the top got to make sure the ones at the bottom have what they need. And that's how you get a strong nation of people. That's how your nation gains power. And that's what we out here to do. And just talking with the brother Kranyala before class, is going out and feeding the people that are struggling, who this nation could take care of. It shouldn't be anyone struggling in America. Everyone could live in $1 million home. Everyone could have whatever car they wanted. They could travel wherever they wanted, because there's so much goddamn wealth in America, so much goddamn wealth in the world. But the few people want to hold it and keep it for themselves. And why is that? And it's on topic for tonight. I mentioned it a lot already. Why is it that few people at the top want to do that and are able to do that? Go ahead.
If I could, sir, in our suffering, they remain the rich.
Okay. Why is that? Why are they allowed to do that? Why in their mind it is okay to be like that? Like I said, I mentioned it a few times.
Because they're horrible leaders.
Correct. Because they are what?
Like I said, greedy.
That's another word for it.
Incompetent.
Okay. They're a type of people. Go ahead. Where are they learning this at?
They're very selfish.
Okay, all those are correct. The sister, you got it? Because they are Christians. You understand? Christianity is what allows you to think that you love God and hate everyone else. And it's actually what you're supposed to do. Because what is it called? That prosperity gospel, Protestantism, all of that doctrine teaches if you have money and you're blessed, that means God loves you. They took over America with, what was that called? Manifest destiny. That it was my destiny to be rich and wealthy in the promised land of the milk and honey. I got to kill all you Native Americans. I got to rob and take from you. And that's God showing that God loves me. You understand? And so the people don't do anything about it because they're not mad at Elon Musk for having $600 billion. They're mad at you for talking about him having $600 billion. They're like, what's wrong with you? You hating on him. Clearly, God is with him because he has all the money, whether they say that or not. That's what they mean when they say you're a hater because somebody has some money. Oh, that go ahead.
Damn, it's a lot, sir. That just really made me think about the black community as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we literally have been trained by evil beasts of people to be exactly like them. Like when Christ said, "Ye are of your father the devil," it just gave it a whole new meaning to me when you just broke it down like that. Right? And even today, when not just Christians but these fake Israelites,
Right.
like, yeah, the Christians, they have food and clothing programs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, it's all money that the pastor already took from the community.
Right.
Like in the UPK, we don't put together our tools and fuels to feed people that we don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the pastor then got all of that from his congregation, and he's going to use that as a tax write-off
Right.
And he's going to continue to collect more money. And another thing, these fake Israelites, what you just brought out, what was that, Matthew 25 and 40?
Mm-hmm.
Well, from 35 down to 40. What you just brought out was so heavy, sir. Christ is literally talking about feeding and clothing people that are less fortunate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you got these purple pigs that literally will tell you that they won't feed the homeless because they sinners.
Damn.
You don't have a food and clothing program or a prison program in none of these fake Israelite groups.
Right.
All they do is go out and basically just condemn blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians and tell them it's their fault that they're in poverty and do nothing to correct the condition that our people are in. Like, the white man is the devil, and these fake Israelites are of their father, the devil. Shalom.
Right. That is an excellent point. They learn to be greedy, to take advantage of people, and to enrich themselves and still feel good about themselves. And the people want them to do that. Once again, they root for the pastor like a pimp. They want him to have nice things because it makes them want to follow him. The more he's shining, the more they want to go and be like him. All right. Let's go to John chapter 13, verse 34. All right, let's get it up.
The book of John, chapter 13 and verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you,
Right.
that ye love one another, as I have loved you,
Right.
that ye also love one another.
Go ahead, break it down. Trooper, what does that mean?
Like I said, love one another.
Why does it say a new commandment?
Like I said, I'm not sure.
Go ahead, Cornell.
Okay, sir.
Read it again, matter of fact.
Going on.
And then have Cornell break it down.
The book of John, chapter 13 and verse 34.
Mm-hmm.
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
If I could, sir, Christ is not actually giving a real new commandment.
Right.
Like, this is literally in the law, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what Christ is doing is he's reiterating the law once again. It's like you go take somebody to go get some food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've been to this restaurant before,
Right.
but you like, oh, bro, you don't know nothing about this.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Christ is not actually giving a new commandment. He's how can I put this? He's reiterating the old commandment.
Right.
He's making it that much more important because in these times that Christ is living in, brothers don't love each other. Sisters don't love each other.
Right.
You understand? So Christ is basically just reiterating the old commandment and refreshing it. Like he hitting the refresh bar, you understand, on brotherhood, if I could.
Right. Exactly. Walking down excellence. That's what it is, Agwabi, in that it's a new commandment to y'all because y'all not following this, because you're not living this. This Bible is new to Christians, even though they read it every week. You understand? Brotherhood is new to them. This is a new commandment to you is new to you. It's not new to the world. It's not new to the prophets. It's new to you because you guys haven't been doing it. And that's a heavy point, what you said about back then, that we often forget when we watch. If you grew up watching movies of the Bible from back in the days, it's like everybody is perfect. The same way they do with slave movies. You understand? Every black person in the slave movie is a saint, a patron saint. They don't yell, they don't harm no one. They're just honorable people that are being abused and they're crying. They don't. They're the perfect victim in that situation, and that's why Esau, he's painting this narrative with these movies that this is the victim. You need some type of white savior, somebody to come along and help these poor Negroes. But there were horrible people in slavery. You understand? They had black women that was abusing women, children, men, in her love for the master. The same way they had black brothers that was beating other people and all of that because they love their masters. There was people that was fighting, they was getting high. All these things was going on in our captivity, and the same thing was going on back in the days of the Bible. You understand? You could just think that everyone was perfect back then and nothing was evil back then, but there was very evil and wicked people in these days, which is why Christ was out here teaching these things. All right?
Good. So
Yeah, please go ahead.
just to add to your point, a lot of people don't understand the dynamics of the slavery that we went through in ancient Egypt.
Right,
It was exactly how it is today.
right.
That's why when Moses gave the law of divorce, he said, for the hardness of your hearts. Niggas hated they broads back then.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Like Commander General Yohana, he brought it out like years ago. Like brothers literally sold drugs in ancient Egypt. We worshipped other gods in ancient Egypt. We was doing everything that America has taught us to do in these times because America learned it from ancient Egypt, and we was the same people that suffered slavery back then, and we was horrible people back then. Not all of us, but you know what I'm saying? It was bad apples in a bunch back then. But yeah, I deal with that.
Most High in Christ, the water. And that makes me think of two things. I think I was talking to Trooper Aisha Yar a couple of weeks ago about like letting your kids go to the park and blah 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 blah. And you know, my rib, she's like, oh, there's too many kids coming up missing and getting snatched up and kidnapped. And oftentimes we'll say things like things are getting worse, or this is always worse, or women weren't like this back then. You would get trapped in thinking that this is the worst time ever in human history, when you have to realize that things have always been like this in a certain way. I'm like, man, look up the statistics. Go back to the 90s when I was running around. I used to ride from Richmond to Berkeley on my bike. We was all over the city. We was going everywhere. Me and my cousins, 10, 11 years old, by ourselves, walking to school. 5 years old, I'm 5, my sister 12. In the 90s, kids was getting kidnapped at the same rate as today. But your mind or where they put it on the news and social media will make you think that it's worse today than it was then. And then that made me my other point. We were riding up here listening to some songs from the 90s. Your brother was telling me about some old rappers from EPA. I put one from some cats from Oakland. He talking about putting people in CP Bannon. He talking about I'm robbing and kidnapping people and murdering people. Mob life. This is the old 90s. These niggas are 60 years old right now. But you know, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. When they was back then making these songs, it was like the drill music. But that same OG today will be like, man, what's wrong with these youngsters? Nigga, you're what's wrong with these youngsters. You understand? If anybody should take the charge, it should be the older people that taught us these things. But we will say there's something wrong with the music today and ignore those songs back then. And it's just a vicious cycle because the people, grandma and grandpa in the 80s, they were saying the same thing about these niggas with Jerry curls and gangbanging and selling dope. I don't know what's wrong with these youngsters doing all these things and getting all these drugs. But you go back to that juke joint and down south, that blues music, my grandma told me she knew a nigga that got killed for 50 cents or like a quarter. It was like a dice game. And die over a quarter or like 40 cents, something like ridiculous. And that was going on back then. You know what I'm saying? They was fighting, they was stabbing, whatever it was that was getting high. And we just gotta understand that, because not only does that let you have mercy on the younger people and raise them up and understand where they're at now, it's not their fault. This is why Christ came, to have mercy on them. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, what you're saying is so heavy. This is what's so beautiful about the Bible.
Right.
You don't just have righteous Israelites in the Bible.
Right.
You know how many kings in the Bible that said that it literally reads, he did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Right.
You understand? Like, our brothers and sisters have always went left on the Lord.
Right.
Throughout history. That's why we got all of these captivities. That's why we got all of these plagues. You understand? It's literally like in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says there's nothing new under the sun.
Exactly.
You understand? That which have been shall be. You always gonna have sellouts. You think Creflo Dollar ain't in the Bible?
Right.
T.D. Jakes is in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy Red is in the Bible. Isaiah 3:16.
Right.
Because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Right.
She in the Bible.
Right.
You understand? How do you deal with that, sir?
No, was not right. And that's the Proverbs 31. They always say when sisters love to remember that one, and brothers love to use that verse. You know, I'm looking for Proverbs 31. The first verse of it. Matter of fact, pull that up real quick.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, hold where we at too in John. But the first part of it is a key to let you know that fake Israelites may look at it like this was the standard. That's why they're. Go ahead.
Oh, I'll get my Guatian. Got it?
All I want is the first part of it. Yep.
Okay, sir.
Verse 10.
Proverbs 31.
31 is verse 10.
Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sir. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Good night. That's it right there. That's all I want. You understand? So when you go to the fake Israelite group and all the sisters in there, they got their head wrapped and they moving around, they're cosplaying what they think we were like back then. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They're trying to portray the image of what they think all holy people were like in the Bible based on these movies and what the Christian church has taught you. And so they're trying to become this image, but the reality is that this was more rare than it was the norm even then. And what's the last thing I could say when it comes to today? That okay, this is the part with the youngsters as well. Even when they talk about the murder rate, a lot of these Edomites, you know, on Officer Yawasab's page, he's talking about the crime that the oppressor does against children, and they want us. They keep throwing this thing about the black community being so violent and per capita this and per capita that, when the murder rate has gone down drastically since the 90s. Nobody is really killing people like it was back then. It's a whole lot rarer, but they kind of keep throwing it in our face that the black community is violent, this, and we're doing all this. And it's just like everybody in our community is a goddamn animal, and it's not true. You know what I'm saying? The majority of our people are not doing these things. And we'll almost fall in that trap and start believing it ourselves and not even seeing the advances we've made in certain ways. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, the things that the UPK has been teaching are starting to become more normal. You'll notice it here in how people are talking, whether they know they got it from us or not. They're starting to say the same things we've been saying since 1969. Go ahead.
If I could, sir.
Please.
This pushing peace movement is the UPK.
Right.
We taught this.
Right.
Nobody else taught this. And another thing too, right? I just seen the numbers for the homicides in the Bay Area for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Every city is low.
Right.
It like there's literally some cities that are small, like Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Richmond probably was good for about 25 homicides a year due to how small it is.
Right.
6.
Yeah.
Oakland, we
Right.
definitely gonna get 100.
Yeah.
Less than 70.
Wow.
Rocket shot.
Right.
And less than 70 was the highest for all Bay Area cities.
Right.
Black people are tired of being looked at as the villains.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, Caucasian people, they suicide and homicide rate is still the same. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And then okay, it's a few things. You said some heavy stuff on that. Like the numbers are going down. Brothers and sisters are waking up and having some type of consciousness about their race. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That we are in a time period where Donald Trump is showing you that this is a race war that they're trying to develop, and they're putting people against each other. Then on top of that, how we classify crime. That's the big hole of the argument. You know what I'm saying? That they're missing. They'll say that we do the most crime, we do the most robberies, and we do the most homicides because of how they're classifying robbery. They don't classify Wall Street as robbery. Whatever Elon Musk is doing, they don't consider him a criminal. But he is a criminal. You see what I'm saying? Donald Trump is not only a felon because of whatever he did with these women and all that. He should be a felon for all the money he's stolen, for all the people that he's robbed. Which is worse? Which has a bigger effect on the economy? These young niggas running into Apple and stealing iPhones, or the fact that the people that run Apple are raping and robbing all of Africa right now, taking their land and resources, starting wars over here, doing all this. They got blood on their hands, but they're seen as great people. Steve Jobs is a legend and a great person. Bill Gates is this and that. These are honorable people in society when you're looking at the real criminals. You know what I mean? So, somebody had something? That's all I have. All right. Let's go back to 1 John real quick. But yeah, seeing that they were almost, once again, even with the social media is a mother, you know what I'm saying? It's an MF, man, because it'll give you that vibe or that spirit that this is reality. You know what I mean? You almost forget the real world is not like how it is online, and that every woman online is talking reckless and crazy. You would just think all women are like this. And then you go in the real world and see, okay, this person's cousin, she has a father, she is like this, she carries herself like that. You'll miss all of the righteous women per se, even if they're not in the truth, but women that have some type of common sense, because what's magnified online is all the sexy reds, all the ones that come out and say that if he don't pay this or buy that, then they can't talk to him. Right. And then you're going to reinforce that and go to the goddamn club looking for a rib every week. You just said, because all the whores are in the club, you never showing up to the bookstore, you never showing up to this over here, you know what I mean? Where these people are at, you know what I mean? It's the same thing for the sisters though. Their view of men has become what society tells you men are, what online is saying we are, and not really seeing your uncle over here, your cousin over here, your brother over here. Sister had to come out and blaze on somebody. I seen that online one time. She was like, the black men in my life saved my life. They did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. And all of this stuff you talking about black men, it's not the full picture. But go ahead up.
If I could, sir, not to get off topic or to double back on the last topic, but what our people don't realize is, and I don't want to keep going back and forth, but all of the lack of moral ethics that Blacks, Latinos, and Natives have learned,
right,
it comes from our oppressor. Like the Playboy pinup doll, that's Marilyn Monroe. And,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, she was the original 304.
right.
The gangsters, that's the Italian mob, the government, right? I've been watching a lot of like historic movies when it comes to the foundation of America as far as the second half of these white boys coming over here stating they claim to America. The first half, right? Of course, we know the Pilgrims and all of that type of stuff, right? I was watching the movie. I forget the name of the movie, but it was talking about the original so-called founding fathers of the mob, Vito Genovese and one of them other guys, right? But make a long story short, Vito Genovese, he had came back from overseas in Italy, being stuck over there, right? And he was having a conversation with the boss that he had left in charge. And Vito was trying to sell drugs. The boss that he left in charge, he was like, bro, like, that's bad for all of us. The feds gonna crack down on us, all that type of stuff. He looked at dude and said, he was like, look, bro, the first wave of white boys that came over here, they slaughtered all the natives. They took all the resources and all of that type of stuff. We got to get in where we fit in. This is what they left for us. You understand? Like crime, degeneracy, being a 304, that's their culture.
Right.
If you pay attention to a lot of movies that they give us, they show you, oh, learn this from us, right? Don't just look at movies like the Mac, the black exploitation films, and everything that they showed us. Lorenz Tate got an outstanding movie. It's called Business Ethics. Came out in 2020, right? Okay. He a businessman. I ain't gonna be too long with it, sir, but he a businessman, and his mama get to dealing with this older white cat that owns a business. He ended up going to jail for embezzlement and Ponzi schemes and all of this type of stuff, but he taught Lorenz Tate the game. Okay. Lorenz Tate took what he knew from that white boy and turned his empire to a Ponzi scheme rich empire. Okay. But the message in the movie is he would have never knew any of that if he didn't learn that from the white man. Right. He wanted to go to school. He wanted to be an upstanding citizen. He wanted to go to college. He wanted to do everything honestly. But the white man that his mama started dealing with taught him the real American way. Right. Which is contrary to the culture of blacks, Latinos, and natives. It's like you.
What's not on Christ, man? That's everything that we do is to be like them the same way. And we haven't learned that lesson yet until we start to learn the truth. That the Italians came over and they said, this is what we got left. The real gangsters got here first. You understand? Right. Those British and those Spaniards and those, you know what I'm saying, Germans came over here and did the greasiest work. You understand? Like the things that I think Dabawan made a post about it. She was like, if I were to kill a dog up here and stomp a dog out, y'all would need therapy, and I would get arrested quicker than if I killed a black person, a black man. You understand? And she was saying they were showing pictures of them lynching a brother back in the days, and they had all the family out there, the kids, little white girl smiling, and it's a brother just hanging from a tree. She's saying the lack of empathy, they become so callous that they don't have any feelings for us, like we're not humans, and how that gets passed down to this day. And so to see that, we think, okay, we're going to do the same things. For one, we don't even know how far they went to even catch up. You see what I'm saying? Like, you like, okay, I'm just going to take over the block. I'm going to be Tony Montana. I'm going to kill any nigga that come over here. Anybody that owe me $1, look at me like you paid it for. I'm going to be a real gangster. You don't understand. In order for them to gain the power that they have, you got to be way more ruthless and way more evil and way more conniving than you would even be able to sleep at night. And that's what she was saying. Like, how do they go to sleep at night living like this, knowing that they're doing these things? That's because they are the devil the Bible speaks of. That is their talent. That is their skill. The Lord said Esau would be blessed with the sword. He is blessed at murdering people and being able to sleep at night. When we talk about the mafia, they had a thing. They said to join it to become a made member. Certain times they would chop up a body in the room. You heard this one before, Brian? I know you mess with the mob, and have you eat spaghetti while they're doing it. And if you're able to do that and not throw up, then you could be a hitter on their squad. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
If I could, sir,
We'll get
I
to
just
the next
want to
precept.
pull a quick precept on
Please.
what you said. Proverbs 4:16.
Right.
And it reads, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall."
That's the opposite.
That's the white man.
Right. Somebody with a consciousness can't go to sleep when they're doing evil.
Right.
Somebody that doesn't have a conscience, they can't go to sleep until they've done some evil.
Right.
This is what makes them feel good. This is what makes them feel comfortable. This is where they're at home, is killing somebody. And the general said it all the time. And like I said, it makes it make even more sense in that context, that the police were made so that white people can kill people legally. Because if they didn't have a place to go to do this, then they would kill each other. You understand? They would start another civil war. So they have to have a valve to release this, to legally go and join these wars and these militaries, to go and let that out, because they have a bloodlust. You understand? But through all those things, like you said, the numbers are going down. Could you imagine how it would be if they didn't do the evil they did against us? You know what I'm saying? For our people would be even in a better condition. But we have to go and show our people. I'm cold, so like it's hard for me to think this cold. We got to show our people the crimes that they are doing, that this is the real criminal. This is what they're doing today. This is the things that they done back then. But let's get back to John chapter 13, read verse. You don't have to read 34 and then 35. Let me read it again.
Book of John, chapter 13, and verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you,
Right.
that ye also love one another. Verse 35.
Right.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
It didn't say anything about having breakdowns.
Right.
It didn't say anything about remembering Greek or Hebrew.
Right.
That damn Hebrew thing, I hate that one, man. I can't wait till the next Jewish person comes up talking about, do you speak Hebrew? Have you ever been to Israel? You goddamn devils been in Europe for 1,400 years, allegedly. Really, they always been in Europe. But in their mind, they left in 70 AD. You was there for 2,000 years, never went to Israel. Was you not a Jew when you weren't over there?
Right.
You understand? Y'all know, I dropped it in one of the UPK chats, man. It's a guy, his name is Eleazar Ben Yehuda. Some white man, some German, masking himself as a Jew, Jewish people, is the one that brought the Hebrew language back in the early 1900s.
Hold on, so
Yeah.
let me put this in my notes. Sir.
Yeah, Eleazar Ben Yehuda. I'll send the link on YouTube. It's a little 10-minute link about him. But up until the really like when they started going back to Israel, but between the early 1900s, he instituted them learning Hebrew again. Basically, 90% of the people didn't speak any Hebrew. They only spoke German or Arabic or Aramaic or stuff like that. But that first...
Sir, I got a quick question.
Go ahead, please.
So when it comes to the fake Israelites, right, who don't understand that the Lashon Kodash is actually the real Hebrew,
right?
The Yahuwahs or the Yehoshuas, right. Do they get that from him?
Correct.
Okay, sorry.
Because what that is basically, it was only a small amount of people that their rabbis that were reading the Assyrian texts in the ancient Hebrew, I guess not say the ancient Hebrew, but reading the Hebrew that is written down in the Torah and the Tanakh. But when he started to bring it back, they started using that pronunciation that's like the Yiddish sounding words. You know what I mean? They started to really, like I said, Germanize the way that the language is spoken because they spoke Yiddish. And so that's why we call it Yiddish. But the Hebrew words they're using, they come from the Bible, but then they added on all these other words too because they didn't have a word for TV in the Bible. They didn't have a word for car or anything like that. So they added all these other new words that are not actually Hebrew either. They're just a German white man making up a word and calling it Hebrew as well today.
Another quick question, sir.
Right.
So
I see you,
basically,
Isaac.
so lucky, sir.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
So basically what you're saying is they added German words to Hebrew and like meshed them together?
For modern purposes. If you so,
Okay,
so what they're saying is the Hebrew language that they're using, they got from the Torah and the Tanakh.
Gotcha.
You go here, you see the word dog in the Bible. That's the word they're going to use. That is going to pronounce it differently than how we would pronounce it. So, like,
Because of the accent?
Cool.
Is it because of the German accent?
In essence, I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we say shalom. They added the vowels too, coming out of the Babylonian captivity. I think the vowels started to come in. But yeah, we say shalom, they say shalom. We say baba kasha, they say beva kasha. They're pronouncing it like a German with the v, the kasha. They're bastardizing the pronunciations of our words, and also because they are adding those vowels in too. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Izar.
No, Salaki, I was just gonna say, what made him want to bring the language back?
Right. Because to me, they wanted to more appear legitimate as Israelites, as Jews. So now, if they're speaking this language, then everyone can look at them as the real Jews of the Bible. But the answer that they say is they wanted to have a language they all can communicate with, because when they're going into the land of Israel, you have those Sephardic Jews, the Mizrahi Jews from Egypt. You got these Jews from the Ashkenazi Jews. So they all are speaking different languages and trying to be in one country as one people. They need to have a language they all can communicate in. They said they wanted to have it as German. That was going to be the language they voted on, was going to be German at one point in time. But he started to push this movement to teach them Hebrew. And they had all their kids in these schools, and that's what they learned. So it's only been in the past 50, 60 years that they started speaking Hebrew like this.
So why they didn't just keep it as German?
Like I said, once again, they wanted to appear more like the people of the Bible, to get them this legitimacy. Because that's what they do, right? You see that when they battle Captain Lazar, they battle us, the first thing they say is, do you speak Hebrew? Like that makes you an Israelite. Right. But for 2,000 years, they didn't speak Hebrew, but they were still considered themselves Jews. So you can't have both, you know what I mean? Right. So y'all spoken for 50 years, good. What does that mean? Go ahead.
What is the difference between the Paleo Hebrew and the Assyrian Hebrew?
Okay. The Paleo, the letters, is the ancient letters that we used back then. The Assyrian, when we went into captivity under the Assyrians, the quickest way I can explain it. Right now, we see the Paleo right here written in the Lord's Prayer. We'll go and read the Lord's Prayer on the Sabbath, like over here. It's going to say, Abba Nawa, Shabbat Shemayim. But what letters are they using? The same letters we use in English because it's the language that we speak. So back then, the language and the letters they were using were the Assyrian letters. They wrote the Bible in the letters that they used at that time. You understand? So if we were to write the Bible out today and use English letters so we can read it, it would be written like this. Same words as different letters. You know what I mean? So they wanted to use those letters the same way they say the New Testament was written in Greek, because everyone knew how to write in Greek or speak in Greek. That was the language they were mainly using. So that's how they wrote the Bible down in the Greek letters. All right.
Water.
And a water. All right. Let's go back to verse 35 and then we'll go to the next verse. Shalaki. For time's sake, we're gonna keep it rolling.
Verse 35.
Uh-huh.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
Right. So that's the main focus in the spirit behind this class, Akim and Akwati, is that we got to increase our brotherhood in any way, shape, or form. Anything that's making you selfish. I love that brother could come on my man, because that brother is an excellent example of brotherhood since day one, coming into the school, into the zone. And this brother will be like, man, I'm in the circle of or something after camp, whatever, I'm just fighting, being a selfish bastard. I'm like, all right, you of all people, I never considered you a selfish bastard. If you selfish now, I don't want to see what you like when you conquer that demon. Good night. You got to tell this brother, no, I don't. No, don't leave that. Don't give that to me. Take this back. The water, Most High in Christ. You understand? But that's what we all need to fight. You know what I mean? Because that's the American way. That's the Christian way. Is to be selfish, to be greedy, and to worry about what you got going on. But brotherhood is about worrying about what other people have going on and helping and assisting and making sure everyone else is good. And that's what Christ taught. And so this is the key to separate us from the Christian church and fake Israelites. Read it again.
From 34, sir.
Well, verse 35, that's it.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
Right. So they are sitting here with Genesis, wherever homosexual, I want to say another word that starts with an F. These homosexual Israelite Genesis group going in saying Paul ain't a man of the Lord, then using Paul to prove this, then going against this, changing the doctrine. God loves everybody. All these different things, they debating and sounding smart, intelligent, and they're not focusing on this. The thing that's going to let you know that you follow in Christ is the love you have for one another. The brotherhood, the spirit of brotherhood is what proves that you have the truth. That proves that you are continuing the mission that Christ had. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. I got a few more precepts. Let's run through these real quick.
You said 5:22, sir?
Yeah, start at verse 21.
Okay. I'll get my fucking got it. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, at verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right. In the law, in the old times, this is what Moses taught us. Keep going.
Verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Good night. This is heavy. What is the judgment from verse 21? Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment of them losing their life. You understand? Christ didn't come to do away with the law. He upped the law. Right. He made it more stringent, more strong. You understand? He enforced the law to another level to push brotherhood. Like, brotherhood has to be enforced in the UPK. This is how the government, FBI, CIA, whoever can try to destroy with the UPK, they can't destroy this thing as long as we keep brotherhood first, keep sisterhood first. You understand? And he's saying, read verse 21 again. Verse 22, Salaki.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Yeah, you might get knocked down too, messing around with Christ in the kingdom. Right. You out here being unbrotherly, it's like you killed somebody. Right. You understand? The Bible says that if you abuse a woman or you rape a woman, it's like you've killed that woman, and you deserve the same punishment as someone that killed someone. Christ is saying being unbrotherly is like you're going to destroy our nation and our people, and you deserve the same judgment as if you killed someone, because that's what leads to death in our communities. That's why we're able to go out and do all these things to each other, is because with our anger with once another, we're not able to look past that, move past that. But keep going.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council.
Mm-hmm.
But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Right. So yeah, once again, he is just increasing these laws, increasing the judgments, and pushing his followers to carry themselves in a way that separates them from everybody else. Go ahead.
So like I said, what is
Rakah. Rakah means like it's like wishing evil on someone. Rakah. Always, I think it. Go ahead.
I think it's like
you stupid.
like you're stupid or you fool or something like that.
Right.
Kind of, sir.
Yep. It's the same thing. Like you're saying something evil against your brother though. Go ahead, Malcolm. Yeah.
Slav Yadam. What hellfire is he speaking about?
Hellfire.
Kind of,
Read it again.
shall be in danger of hellfire.
Like once again, these are the things of hellfire, meaning just destruction. Sheol is where you would go to, where they say all the dead bodies would go. You're going to be destroyed. You're facing death, hellfire. You understand?
So this is not the lake of fires Revelations.
No, I wouldn't say it like that. Like it's just being symbolic.
Okay.
You understand?
Wow.
Yep. All right. The lake of fire in Revelations is talking about with the nuclear war and how the earth will be in a blaze and people will be in the lake of fire on earth in the destruction coming from the war. This is just saying that you're going to be destroyed. You're going to go through things. The Lord is going to look at you like an enemy and destroy you for what you're doing to your brothers. All right, let's go to the next precept. Nah, man, that's one thing, especially in our zone. Let's keep that language. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I feel like when I came into the school, into the UPK, man, that was just something that was just constantly talked about, constantly heard. You know what I mean? As we raising up these young brothers, these troopers, and new officers, let's keep that word alive, that spirit. You know what I mean? Brotherhood is a weapon. You know what I'm saying? These things that we say and building that culture, keeping that alive in that spirit in the school is literally commending Johanna. The reason why he enforced it so much is that's what helped destroy the first school.
Right.
Is when brothers started having a lack of brotherhood is when the school fell apart. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And if I could, sir, the strength of brotherhood is what began to build it again.
Right. No, Most High Christ. And that's in the stories of that. I remember hearing this breakdown from Commander Johanna on these specific verses. He basically was saying that certain times when they were rebuilding up the school, that's all they leaned on. They weren't going to camp.
Right.
He said that they didn't have an order from the seven heads to go out and teach on the street, so they weren't authorized. So they just stayed in the house. He's just teaching General Hyman, teaching General Mayakala. If they had a new brother come around, they would just go to the bar and have drinks with him, and that was it. And he was saying with that brotherhood alone, we could fill up this entire building, this entire room. You understand? And that foundation that you see of the generals and the captains that came out is that brotherhood spread across the whole country to now what we see at Passover when we go. And it's literally thousands of people and their family and their children is because of the brotherhood that they built in that core. And that's the same thing, that if we keep this brotherhood tight here, we can take over the entire Bay Area, man, because it don't matter how many cats are in purple, how many homosexuals put on purple and gold. They hate each other in that camp. You understand? In that zone, whatever school. Sakari, we seen them. You in the UPK, you know they hate each other without knowing it. You understand? Because you can read it because they don't teach this. You know what I mean? They teach that who has the best breakdown makes them the ones that you should follow. And Christ said you're going to know them by how they have love for one another. Right? They need to come up to the UPK. I was going to say they need to focus on brotherhood. But even if they focused on it, their idea of it is wrong. So it's still going to be the only way they're going to find the truth is to come in here.
Damn right, sir.
So like, go ahead. Most time Christ. Where we at with it? We in Matthew 5:22? No, we're going to Luke 6:31.
Oh, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. The book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 31. And as he would that men should do to you,
Ooh-wee.
do ye also to them likewise.
Ooh-wee. You understand? Matter of fact, Quran Yala, I'm going to have you read. Go ahead and read that.
You want me to keep going?
Let's read 31 again.
Come on, sir. And Salakia, this is the book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And as ye would that men should do to you,
right?
Do ye also to them.
Right. Most High in Christ, like they call it the golden rule, the Christians, the goddamn karma and yoga mat bitches. Salakia, you know what I mean? The golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. Right. They stole that from Christ. They need to pay what's that called, Salakia? What you say? Pay homage. They need to pay royalties, though. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. They need to pay tithes.
Yeah.
To the commanded general house.
Yeah, I'm right. You know what I mean? Like these things, these bars they take and they make millions of dollars of these concepts and they teach them to people. But this small verse right here is so much in it, and it can save so much problems, especially in relationships too. You understand? Like with your wife, with your husband. I hate the fact that it became a part of our culture a few years ago. It seems like I think we fall into the class. I think you say, but I'm still gonna say, but I'm gonna say it. It seems like faggot culture became part of Black women culture. And it's embedded in, I'm using the wrong word, you know what I mean? It's whatever. It's a part of Black men culture, Black women culture, that thing about being petty. You know what I'm saying? When that came about a few years ago, women was just glorifying and being petty. That this person do this, I'm going to be petty about it and go worse about it. And this is literally against what Christ taught. You know what I'm saying? Like we having a battle and glorying and being worse to someone that was wrong to you and feel good about it. And then, like I said, it just sounds like a homosexual man. You know what I'm saying? These sisters are saying that when really someone does something, you got to treat them how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? And that'll save a lot of things. Because if you keep trying to go tit for tat, that's why it says everyone will be blind. You know what I mean? If you keep trying to take eye for an eye, the whole world is going to be blind if you keep doing that. Somebody's gonna have to stop. That's why Christ said, "You resist not evil." Right. You don't want to forgive your enemies. You resist not evil. Somebody did this, I gotta do it to them, and that's how we was raised in our communities too, with that word respect, like the general always said. So if someone's disrespecting you, you have to disrespect them. It's the only way. With gangbanging, they always talk about retaliation is a must. It's no end to this war. Because you a sucker, they say, how you saying rest in peace to this brother? You ain't slid. You gotta go kill somebody in order to even say that you love this brother. Go ahead up.
If I could, sir, big shout out to Captain of 13,000 Akai of Orion. He said something so heavy that lives with me every day I wake up and leave my house. Said, don't use that word respect. Niggas die over the word respect. Like,
Right.
when you look at us as a nation, us as a community, somebody disrespecting you is a death sentence in the Black community. Like the word respect, like we need to learn how to show each other kindness,
Right.
brotherhood,
Right.
kinsmanship,
Right.
compassion,
Right.
a slew of other words that mean way more than respect.
No, most high Christ. Yeah, you and Captain Kai. And that's, once again, it always ties back, man, into that Christian church and to that white man. And those things always go hand in hand because that's what they enforced on us, is that we had to respect them. And anything was seen as a sign of disrespect. I didn't know. I always heard from pimps about reckless eyeballing. You know what I'm saying? That if a woman is a hoe and she has a pimp, she can't look another man in the eye. If she looks at him in the eye, then he's like, oh, she's choosing. She's out of pocket. She's reckless eyeballing. I did not know that comes from slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Go there, sir.
I didn't know that the white men had taught us that rule during slavery. That if the slave holds his head down and he looks up at that white man in the eye, he's reckless eyeballing. You have to put your head down and look at the ground. That's disrespecting him and his authority. You understand? And that's I didn't know it, but growing up, my grandmother used to always tell me that. Hold your head up high. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. She would always say that. You know, that's what her grandfather taught her. When you walk, keep your head up, because they broke our necks to look down and beat us. So we always look down. And you'll see little kids, sometimes it's a little cue. They don't even know it, or they're watching and observing. That white person walk by and they put their head down and they look down, and it's subconscious. They don't even know. They were trained by this just by observing these things. But it's like, nah, man, keep your head up. Go ahead up.
If I could, that just goes to show that our so-called religious leaders, they are the whores for the slave master. The reckless eyeballing in a religious or doctrine standpoint of view is, don't teach what master didn't teach you. Do exactly what Christianity taught you.
Keep your head down.
Keep your head down and teach. Servants, obey your master.
Right.
In the UPK, we reckless eyeballing like a mother.
For real. Those are in Christ, man. Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's wild to them to see us out there like that. And they hate to see that spirit. You know what I mean? And that's, once again, that's brotherhood for our brothers out there too. You understand? And that's another thing too. Brotherhood is not always sweet and friendly too and kind. It's the kindness is in the aggressiveness. The kindness, the love is in the straightforward and telling you, hey, I knock that off. Stop doing that. Do more of this. You know what I'm saying? That is brotherhood as well. And Christ had that too. You understand? And that's what we do for our people, correcting them, teaching them with kindness, with love, and as well as standing up against this goddamn devil and showing them, you understand, that we care about you. We willing to put our lives on the line to go out and teach these things. You understand?
Yeah,
All right. Let's keep going. Where we at with it? Okay, we read that one. Let's drop that one. Let's go to John 15 and verse 12. Got two more after this. We'll close the class almost at 9.
Like I said, you said 15 and 12.
Yeah, kind of. We have Brian to read moving forward.
Couple counts, sir. I got it. This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you.
Good night. Christ coming in. He said, this is my commandment that I give to you, right? that ye love one another as I have loved you. We just kind of explained that. Like the way Christ loved us, correction, you understand, teaching, sacrifice, feeding the people, you understand?
Damn right.
Staying up late, man.
Damn right.
His men was tired. They say certain times, man, where it was so many people at the water that Christ had to get on a boat just to talk to everybody.
Right.
You understand? Walking through crowds, and they like, I don't know how he done made it through the mist. There's so many different people out here. People grabbing at his arms, at his legs, grabbing his garments. One of my favorite precepts too is where they say he was teaching that they put somebody on the roof and tore a hole in the roof just to listen to him teach. You understand? Like he was working. He was putting in work to get this stuff out there, man.
Okay.
And that's what he wants for us to do to continue this. Read verse 13.
Come on, sir. Verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
That man do what?
Lay down his life for his friends.
Good night. You understand? That's a heavy part of this precept as well. And it's not just directly about being ready to die. That's important too. We got to be ready to kill and die for one another. Hold on, please, real quick. But also laying down our life is the things that we have done that have destroyed our community. You understand?
Right.
Like laying down your life is stop getting high. Laying down your life is stop dealing with whores and women being whores. You understand? Like you got to lay down your life and fight those things. Because it's easy to get a gang of brothers right now to go and do some evil. If Commander Johanna wanted to turn this into a gang and turn this into a violent mafia overnight, you understand? He could send out men going and doing all manner of evil. You know how many people would join us? That's how that not effing around coalition grew up. In like 2 months, they had about 4,000 members. We've been out here fighting since '69 to get to this certain point, slowly growing and growing. And they can go and get the Black Panthers got 10,000 members in 3 years. You understand? Because they said we picking up guns, we're gonna go kill people. I'm ready for that. Ooh, sign me up. You wanna kill some people? Right. Hey, stop killing people. Right. I don't know about that, brother. Stop getting high. I mean, well, goddamn. Stop sleeping with white women. I can't do that. You understand? That's too much for you to ask. You want me to go kill somebody? That's gangbanging 101. I'll kill anybody for you. I mean, a nigga. I love them little things on Facebook. They show how they said you gain friends real quick in New York, or gain a friend real quick in the hood. You just go to the grocery store, see a nigga 5 times. After the 5th time, y'all done dapped up and walked off. Y'all partners now. You know what I'm saying? I'll kill it. You go get drunk with that nigga at night. I'll kill anybody for you, nigga. Ask that nigga to read a book. He is not gonna do it. You understand? All right, but go ahead, Sluggy.
What I was gonna add to your point too, right? It's been many times, as you already know, like we didn't call you out your sleep to wake up and settle not a dispute.
I know what you mean.
But just a debate.
Right.
Don't do this. But General Muhammad will wake up out his goddamn bed to solve your problem.
For sure.
Don't call him. Please don't do it.
This is an emergency.
I wouldn't advise you to do it. I wouldn't give a damn if it's an emergency. Don't do it. But he will. Right. He's at your beck and call. You understand? Like the gist of the class tonight. You got some men that are trained to be heroes for somebody else. He's a hero for somebody else. You're a hero for somebody else. Yawasab is a hero for somebody else. The men that have the men that actually give a damn about their people that actually have brotherhood, they won't only die for you, they will live for you, and they will teach you to live for other people.
Right. Yeah, that's what these verses and that's what these bars that Christ left us with. And this school wouldn't exist if General Muhammad wasn't doing things like that. You understand? So not only this is heavy what you're saying. Like not only do we know these fake Israelites don't have the truth because their lack of brotherhood, the Lord didn't put the spirit on them to even have the brotherhood necessary to have a brotherhood, if that makes sense. Like, Guerrilla Hebrew is not waking up at 3 in the morning to answer your goddamn problems. For one, even if he does, he's not going to answer your problem because he don't have the answer. But he's not going to. Exactly. He's getting violated at 3 in the morning. You understand? He's destroyed at 3 in the morning. You understand? He can't help you. You know what I mean? Exactly. But nah, most like Christ. But then, but yeah, the things, the sacrifices that it takes to build a brotherhood, none of them have done those things because they're greedy and selfish. And their doctrine is teaching them to be like that because they're Christians. You see what I'm saying? Come full circle. They don't know how to not be Christian, and so they don't know how to love one another. You understand? And yeah, where's that at? Let's see what verse we need. We did 14.
Okay.
All right. Now read 14.
Oh, so we did. John 15 and 14. Ye are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
If ye do whatsoever, I command you.
Right. So he's giving out an order. This is friends of Christ. This is a commandment. This is not a suggestion. This is the law. The law says that you have to love your brother as you love yourself. You understand? All right, let's drop that. Let's go to Matthew 18 and 21. You know, this is one of the most famous precepts in the UPK, the foundation of our school. This is what the Black Panthers doesn't have. This is what fake Israelites don't have. The Christian church doesn't have. Matthew 18 and verse 21.
Oh, I'll give my walk in. Got it?
Huh.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Then came Peter to him.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times?
Till 7 times? He's giving Peter, Peter, he's a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He's ready to knock anybody down that's messing with his brothers. He's trying to show mercy right here and being like, I give him 7 times, my Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's gotta be good with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like you. I see you got mercy on these brothers. 7 times should be good. After that, it's over. It's a wrap. Can you read?
Verse 22. Yahweh said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Right. 70 times 7. That's not an exact number, too. You understand? Somebody gonna go over there, and especially that sounds like something my sister would do. You know what I'm saying? Let me calculate that. 70 times 7. If you don't take out the trash, then you got one more time. And I believe this is the 409th time. It's over. Nah, that means infinity. You don't stop forgiving the brother. Brother, don't stop forgiving the sister. You know what I'm saying? Brothers in the school, don't stop forgiving our brothers in here. You understand?
Right.
Everybody else stop forgiving each other. This is the only place that you can come in here. Your mama will kick you out of the house.
Right.
You understand? Your grandma will kick you out of the house.
Right.
They change your diapers. You understand?
Right.
Your fathers
Good night.
shot and killed their own son. You know what I'm saying? All types of stories. Brothers been shot and killed each other. Cousins fighting each other. You could come up in here and someone that you would known for no amount of time, you'll never be homeless. You understand? UPK. You know what I mean? That's because of the brotherhood that was taught by Christ in these precepts. Somebody has something? Go ahead, huh? I thought somebody's hand back there. Okay. What was the last part of that verse? Read it again? Oh no, yeah, read verse 22 again.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 22. Yahweh said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Right, and that's what our nation needs, man. Like, this is a book for the slaves.
Right.
We need to learn how to forgive each other because we're gonna keep effing up. You know what I'm saying? How do you expect another nation, some heathen nation of people? You go to some East Indians and teach them the Bible, they're gonna get in line, they're gonna get in order. They're not a stiff-necked people. They haven't been through years and years of oppression and being abused. It's gonna be very easy for them to come together because East Indians already love each other as Hindus. That's why they have all these businesses. That's why they have all of these neighborhoods, because they're able to work with each other, with brotherhood, because they haven't been destroyed for thousands of years. Chinatown was built up. You understand? Well, the other nations that they have great things with each other because they already have brotherhood intact. But for Christ building up the nation of Israel, he's got to teach us how to forgive and love one another, because it's been so long since we've been able to do these things. Since the days of Moses, he said you had a hardened heart coming out of slavery and captivity. All right,
Okay.
let's drop that last one. Let's do Mark chapter 12 and verse 31. And I was thinking Matthew 18 and 15, where it talks about the council. That's another brotherhood precept as well. That's the foundation of the UPK as well.
Salaki, sir, you said Matthew 12 and 41?
Come, 12 and 31.
31, come on.
Yep. Oh, Mark, yeah, Mark.
12 and 31. Mark, Salaki, sir.
What?
Oh, Agwathian got it. It's the book of Mark, chapter 12 and verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these.
That's it right there. That's the one I would love to pull when the fake Israelites, they always say this. They say, well, how you say we're not in the truth when the law is the truth? If we follow all the laws, then we in the truth. Yeah, okay. You don't eat pork, okay, cool. You don't commit adultery, okay, cool. You don't kill, okay, cool. You don't steal, okay, cool. But you forgot about this commandment right here. You do not love your brothers as you love yourself, because you would be trying to unite us. You would try to be one body. You don't teach that. You're breaking the most important commandment, nigga. Right. You forgot the most important commandment was to have brotherhood and to be together. How the hell are you following Christ? How the hell are you following the Lord? How are you keeping the commandments when you forgot about this one? By your goddamn self getting high at home, talking about you keeping the commandments. By yourself in a fake Israelite group having unity camps when y'all all teach different doctrines, you all hate each other, and y'all are teaching the people how to be more divided. That is the most evil thing to do if you don't have this thing. Like I said, I always like reversing it. So if this is the most important commandment, when you don't have it, you're doing the most evil against the Lord. Read it again. Read it in that context, in your mind.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, and verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. So if you love yourself and you don't love your neighbor, then you hate your neighbor. And guess what? Keep reading.
Come on. There is none other there is none other commandment greater than these.
Right. And so what did he say? All the law hangs on these two commandments, right?
Okay.
So if all the law hangs on these two commandments, if you miss this commandment of brotherhood, guess what? You're breaking all the other laws too. This is how we know Gorilla Hebrew is a homosexual. This is how we know Nathaniel is abusing children. This is how we know that these people are getting high over there, is because they can't keep this commandment. So all the other ones don't matter either. You can tell me you don't commit adultery. Nigga, I know you do, because you don't have brotherhood. You love yourself more than your people, more than your brothers. So then why wouldn't you sleep with this man's wife? Why wouldn't you steal from the people? Why wouldn't you go and get high? Because you don't even want to have brotherhood with your other Israelites and be in one body. So all these other things don't matter to you either. You understand? with that, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna pass the class on over, man.
We're gonna give a courtesy salute to the teacher, Individual Majum, Ms. Benza Stan.
We need to get a heater.
Individual Imam Shabbat, Amajum, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Y'all about Shimmy Al-Shab.
Individual Sar means turn to the sisters, give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Individual Imam Shabbat, Amajum, Barak, Yahweh Hashem
Shimmy Al-Shab.
Dr. Natah, class dismissed.